I got a 2014 Bonneville. It's a parallel twin 900 cc's. Guy traded in, I think he said he traded in on a Thruxton, so kind of the same bike, but I guess it was an upgrade for him. But lucky for me, it's still brand new and I get to go have some fun on it. Alright, so a little different than what we're used to. A little different than what I'm used to. But I'm pretty excited. It's very cold out today. As you can see, it's very windy. We're sitting at real feel of about 43 right now. But I'm geared up. You'll notice my jacket's different. This is my dad's Harley jacket, but it's not perforated leather. So it's a little bit warmer than what my jacket would be. First impressions, it's very small. It's very smooth though. The parallel twin is very smooth so far. The power delivery is smooth. It's not as powerful as the bikes I've been riding, but the way it delivers the power seems very good. Let's go ahead and turn left. It sounds good. It's a different sound than I'm used to. That parallel twin's giving it a weird kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's not really a rumble, but it's a nice, I don't know, it's weird, it's different. I'm not sure the performance specs of it, but I mean, like I said, the power delivery so far has been very smooth. It's kind of surprising. Getting going is a little weird. I'm not sure, just I haven't gotten the clutch down yet, but it feels very, very weak starting out. But after that, it kind of, I don't want to say it pulls, but it doesn't disappoint. And I have no idea what this red's to, so I don't know where I'm shifting. I might be shifting way up in the red, so that would be the reason that it pulls. But so far, I'm liking it. So these are considered standards, and it feels very light and nimble. Granted, it's not going to throw into a corner like a sport bike would. But it feels very nice and, stable. So I'm pretty geared up. I got Under Armour, an Under Armour top and Under Armour long johns on. I got jeans. I'm double socked, gloves, obviously, and I got the jacket that I talked about. It's still a little chilly, but it's not so bad. I'm sure it will get chilly if we get fast on it, if we go on the highway somewhere. But this isn't really a fast bike, so I'm not going to highlight those points of it. You sit in a very good position. Your back, or my back at least, is very up and down, straight. My back is very straight, so it feels very natural and normal, and I'm not slouched over. I'm not having, I'm not being lazy and slunching over and stuff like that. It would definitely feel better in the long run to be sitting like this other than hunched over. There's absolutely no pressure on my wrists because of the way we're sitting. Little weird on the corner, Shifts were very smooth. I downshifted very smoothly. I rev matched a little bit, but everything went very smooth. You definitely want to be in top gear around 40 miles an hour, though. So it's first, second, third, fourth. Oh, so this is only a 5-speed. So that's a little different. That explains a few things. Yeah, so that 5-speed really, really adds to the point of this is a city bike. It's not meant to be a big, long highway cruiser. That 5th gear is going to get old. You're going to want that 6th. You're going to want the lower revs on the interstate and whatnot. So that really, this is made for a city bike. And so far, riding through the city, it has done very good at what it's made for. You can rack on it, and it's not going to throw you back, and you're not going to break a tire loose and stuff like that. So it's been very controllable. And that's the biggest part that you want in a city bike. You want a very controllable, reliable, predictable bike. You want to know, so if you're in the city, you want to be able to know that you can swerve and get out of the way of something. Front brakes are decent for what they are. Rear brakes are also. The good thing about the standard kind of cruisers is you can grab the front brake and you're not going to freak out thinking you're going to completely flip over the bike. And honestly, it doesn't sound too bad. It sounds pretty good at going to speed. But it is stock pipes, so there's always some improvements that can be done. There is some back popping, so that sounds pretty lovely, actually. We'll go ahead and turn right here. So that parallel twin does give it a very nice sound. I'm probably not going to be able to pick it up on the camera, but it is very enjoyable sound. And the power delivery on it, again, is very smooth. With the power being so smooth and the shiftings being just as smooth, I am having trouble staying in the speed limit. As I get on every new bike you see me guys ride, I always ride a little bit fast. Just because, your new bike, you want to experience, you want to have fun with it. And in general, bikes can kind of get away with going a little bit faster than the speed limit. So I am getting on it, but it's so smooth that you don't even notice. The engine's not screaming at you. The bike is very planted, as light and nimble as it is. It's very planted. It feels solid. It doesn't feel like, it's very windy out today, like I talked about, and I'm not flying around. I'm not. The wind's not getting me. Seat-wise, the seat is comfortable. However, I'm a bigger guy. It's not as... Oh, it's a stop for everybody. Duh. In the top of 5th, right around the 50-mile-an-hour mark, the engine does start to vibrate. I am noticing that quite a bit. The engine is starting to, get some shake to it. But nothing terrible. I'm going to try to get up to around that 70-mile-an-hour mark where most highways are posted at. So we can get a comparison there. So around 70 there, I got a good click going. Around 70 there, it actually wasn't too terrible. Like I said, around 50 you start feeling some vibration. But the vibration gets it gets high enough in the RPM range where the vibration settles down, I want to say. A little weird. I don't know if you guys can understand, what I'm trying to get at. But it feels like it does settle down. So, I mean, at 70 it wasn't bad. Now, being no fairings on this bike, the wind did get a little bit of pressure on me. But nothing the normal rider isn't going to be able to take. It wasn't, extreme amount of pressure. I wasn't feeling like I was getting ripped off the bike. Another thing I want to comment on real quick while I'm here, very stable. So, as we just seen, in terms of power, it's not terrible. You're not going to be the fastest thing on the road, but it's not bad. Having no fairings is getting a little cold. My legs are a little chilly. I'm going to hit on a few more things again. The seating position, fantastic. The seat, granted, is not the best. My butt does hurt a little bit. However, the way that your body sits, the way your legs are positioned, the way your shoulders are, you're not slouching, they're in a very relaxed position, makes it a very comfortable ride. Going along with the very comfortable ride, the bike itself, like I said multiple times already, the power band, there's no insane power band. The power delivery is smooth, the shifting is smooth, the brakes feel very predictable. The bike is just an amazing bike. Now it's amazing for what it's meant to be. This bike is meant to be an in-towner, like I've said. That's its niche. That's what it's meant for. Highway riding, like I said, you've seen me go a little bit fast. You've seen me on the high. You've seen me, the vibration, the wind. It's not meant to be, a 300-mile, 400-mile trip cruise bike, but it could do it. One complaint I do have is the shifting lever. Now, I always ride, when I'm standard riding like this, with the arch of my foot on the peg, like most people do. Now, when you go to shift, there's a lot more travel than there are on, like, sport bikes. Sport bikes, your foot is usually right there, so you click and you're in. There is about an inch of extra room that I have to bring my foot up to be able to get the shift. Now, it's not a terrible thing, but it is an annoyance for me, because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to, very close shifts. Now, if you bring it to where the heel of your foot is on, and you use, like, the top knuckle, I guess I would say, of your big toe, now it's right there. There's not much play. This bitch got 305s in the front. So it has a very retro styling to it. That truly encompasses what a standard bike is. It does have the modern looks to it still, but it pulls back with the rocket style, turn lamps. The exhaust is still the old school kind. It does run a chain. It's not belt driven. Like I said, 2014, it's a 900cc. There's actually still the sticker on the Triumph. It's a 900cc parallel twin, so it makes very linear, even power. Triumph did it up just like they do all the other bikes with the big chrome badging. One thing Triumph's really good about, it's sort of a premium brand. So they do, put their extra little hints into it. The little Triumph logo there, the stitching. Well, it's not really stitching, the imprint there of Triumph. So like I said, it doesn't sound bad. It has that parallel tone to it. It doesn't sound like a V. It doesn't sound like an inline. It would definitely, help to breathe with another set of pipes to give you some extra sound, make it sound more like a motorcycle should. But stock manufacturer, we all know how stock bike comes. Very restricted, very, moderate. So we're heading back now. I've already really hit on the points that I was going to talk about the bike, just probably, a few minutes ago, but the power of editing is going to make it a few seconds ago. The bike, like I said, is very cool. I'm trying to keep the video shorter. I find myself, when I'm editing the videos, I tend to go for a long time and I just ramble about a bunch of nonsense. And it turns into not being a video about the bike. There's parts that's not really about the review of the bike. It's more just me talking. So I'm trying to keep this a purely, bike review. So, just right around this corner is going to be the dealership. I got a few more lined up. We're going to hop on a CBR 600. We're also going to hop on an FZ8 if I have time. But I know after this we're going to go grab some food because personally I am starving. And I'm a fat kid. So, as always, have a great day, guys. Thanks for keeping up with me and following me. I have a Facebook page. I'm also now started an Instagram page for the car. So if you're a big car person, look down in the below. You'll figure out how to follow me on each of those websites. But this is Upshift signing out. I'll see you guys on the next one.
That was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.